Hello.
What's up, y'all?
How's it going?
We're here. We're back. We got some stuff we're gonna do tonight. It should be a really cool stream.
Yeah.
A lot of really fun and interesting things happening tonight.
Yeah. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That's our daily YouTube subscribe button shill.
We might say it again.
Yeah.
If it happens, it happens. I can't promise that we won't. We decided to be liars and go back on our promise about playing an impossible deck through the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Instead, we're going to do one exhibition game with the impossible deck that was at the top of the vote on the poll.
Yeah. And it's Hershey.
And it's Hershey, of course.
Which is an absurd deck. Just looking at this deck is stupid. I'm glad this deck doesn't actually exist, because if this deck did exist, I don't know what you do to beat it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're gonna take Litetasker, Vault Tour winning Litetasker Market Sheriff, and see if it can hang, which I don't think it can, because the things that deck doesn't care about what the opponent's doing.
Yeah. I guess we also have a little bit of a retirement ceremony as well. We are taking Saw of Worn Vector Parmesan out of the gauntlet.
You couldn't cut it.
In favor of Luria of Water Hollow, which is a deck that we have played in at least round 1 of Mass Mutations. So for the time being, Luria is going to represent Mass Mutations in the gauntlet in Saw of Worn Vector's place. It does actually still adhere to the rules of the gauntlet that we had in place. We do only now have one Mars deck in the gauntlet, which is a shame, but we only have one Saurian deck. And this changes our Star Alliance from 1 to 2. Exactly.
So that's the difference.
Yeah.
It replaced a Star Alliance, or Mars with a Star Alliance.
Yeah. So I think this is still pretty good. And in Worn Vector's vein, this deck is double Mark of Dis. It also has an Infernus. This isn't an Infernus deck. It has an Infernus. So I think this has got some of the control elements that Parmesan brought to the table. So I think this is a fairly solid replacement. And so we'll see how it goes. So any Parmesan fans out there,
this is your last chance.
You're going to have to...
We may not see it again for a long time.
You're going to have to grate some other cheese, I guess.
Yeah.
So, it is now officially retired. Okay, first things first, though. Hershey versus Litetasker. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna demonstrate why this deck shouldn't exist. Probably.
I mean, I guess that deck could get a bad draw. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
I think if you just draw like all of your Saurian stuff.
Yeah.
At the beginning. You probably mulligan to try to hit Untamed. And there's probably a combination of like Mars cards you could hit as well.
Yeah, this will be an exhibition showing why we should not have constructed Keyforge. Exactly.
Bible thump.
Why Keyforge would not work as a constructed card game.
Yeah. Though I think if you were constructing this deck, you would not put Silex Dominators in here.
Yeah, probably not. They're not needed.
You would put the Proliferator, Glitzel Proliferator. We're not doing a bet for that. I guess we can do a bet for it.
We can.
Somebody
could get a value bet.
Somebody could get a value bet in there. So, okay.
Never count Litetasker out, right?
Justin's playing Litetasker. I mean, I think if you get down, this deck does not have a lot of removal.
Right.
So I think if you get Eddie down with a decent sized archives, you are in good shape. The question is, can you do that fast enough? Yeah. So this deck can't play into too much to protect. And Infernus is good against this deck.
Yeah.
But there is the combo potential that Litetasker may not just be able to deal with. So the snags could be important, right?
I was thinking the same thing. If they're killing a key creature and then making it blanking turns, like that's what it has to do.
Yeah. So I do think there are draws where Litetasker can win.
Yeah, so I think so. It may just be 10% of the time, but they're there.
Yeah. But we'll have to see. So I think if this deck plays Martian Generosity,
they cannot possibly
Litetasker
lose.
cannot win at that point. But
because I believe it just forges 2 keys instantly if it does that.
Yeah,
just with cards
between key abduction and an 11, a 10. Okay, so Litetasker is going first.
I believe this is a keep.
Yeah, I'll keep.
Okay. Play a library.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
I will go. I will say Untamed. I'll play Hunting Witch, and gain 1.
So dumb.
And Fuzzy Gruen and gain 4.
Okay.
And it is your turn. I will draw 3.
I guess I'll say. You're just gonna forge a key, pretty sure. I'll say Shadows and mug a Hunting Witch and play Ronnie. Your turn.
Okay. I will say Untamed. I am going to play a Dew Fairy and gain 1. I am going to Reap with Fuzzy Gruen. I'll Reap with Hunting Witch. I will Key Charge. Forge that key.
Yep.
Then I will Nature's Call. These 3.
Why were we playing this game?
I will play Hunting Witch. I will play Fuzzy Gruen, so you'll gain 1. I will gain 3. And then I'll play Dew Fairy. And it is your turn. I will draw 3.
Okay, I'll say Dis. Play Snaglet. I'll play Snag. I'll play Infernus and Perjure, Nature's Call, and Key Charge. And I'll not finish with you. I'll use Library to archive a card. Your turn.
Okay, I will say Untamed.
Yeah, so exciting. Keyforge.
I will play Telica.
Okay.
I will play Dust Pixie and gain 3. Fuzzy Gruen will fight Snag to trade. That way I don't get locked into Untamed. The question is, do I crash both Hunting Witch and Dew Fairy into Infernus? So that way, if you have the Hysteria ready to go, you can't like Snaglet Hysteria me.
Did you gain 1 for Telica?
I started the turn at 4. No, I did not. So
yes, we have modded AD Keen, so he is one of the crew now.
I think I give you an opening if I leave Infernus on the table. So Hunting Witch and Dew Fairy will both fight Infernus. I know I could Reap for more, but if you have too much to protect, you're already stealing some, and there's no reason for me to give you a full-on key. Your turn. I will draw 2.
Alright, I'll say Logos. I'm gonna play Telltale Vapors.
I'm thinking too much, Code Red.
Probably. I will. The Telica is actually brutal.
Bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think Telica is one of the best creatures in the game, just because of what she like demands from your opponent. Pedal to the metal.
I'll play Eddie, so you gain 1.
Yeah.
Archive a card.
Ooh.
I'm going to discard this Quant and this Titan Guardian. So you will forge for 9.
Okay.
That's something.
Okay. I will say Mars. I am going to Total Recall. So for each friendly creature, I gain 1, and then I return each friendly creature to my hand. So return Telegot and the Dust Pixie. And I will Carpet Flotsam. I have no friendly creatures in play, so I'll deal 4 damage to each creature. And then I will play a Xanthix Harvester. And it is your turn. I will draw 1. No, you're a creature. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Continue.
Okay, I'll say.
I forgot that I Floxamed him. I thought you like returned him to your hand with a total recall. I just completely brain
Nope, they're dead. All right, I'll say this. I'll play Rock Grub.
Okay.
I'll Buzzle, Purge, and fight.
Okay.
I'll use Library. Your turn.
I will say Saurian. I'll play Golden Spiral. I'll play Shrix and Exalt, and then I'll exile Shrix to you. That would let you forge.
It would.
I'll just play Exile then Shrix, and I don't think it's worth exalting Shrix. Okay. And your turn. I will draw.
Say Logos. I will play Igor. Discard Bad Benny and Harbinger. Play Wormhole Tech. Play Cutthroat Research. Play Dragogle. Your turn.
I'll say Untamed. I'll just play Telega and a Dust Pixie. I'll force your hand here to something. It's your turn. I'll draw 2.
Alright, I'll say Dis. I'm gonna fight Telega. Purge Wormhole Tech. I'll fight Dust Pixie.
Oh, you forged.
Oh. I will.
I think
Purge Dragogle.
It takes less chains than you think it does. This deck is not very efficient outside the one Martian Generosity.
I'm gonna Reap with Buzzle. I will play Infernus and get Fuzzy Grin and Dust Pixie. Play Library, all Hysteria. Play Infernus. Look at these guys. Play Buzzle. Snag. Your turn. I got a Library.
Okay, I will say Mars. I'll play Key Abduction. And I will play Xylix Dominator and a Xanthix Register. And it is your turn.
I wish I could snag this turn. It would be pretty good.
Yeah, I had to stay away from snags. So
I'll say Logos. Play Hologramophone. Play Thorium Plasmate to do 2 to the Harvester.
Okay.
Play Igor. Discard Snake Lifter. Play Igor. Or just discard this Igor. I'll just discard this Igor. The question is, would I want to hold Snake Lifter? And I don't think the answer is yes. I mean, Gold Spiral's great, but
yeah,
I don't think I. Your turn.
Okay, I am. I am going to say. I'm gonna say Saurians. Play a Golden Spiral. I am going to play a Shrix Exalt. I will Golden Spiral to Exalt, ready, and Reap. And I'll Exalt him with the... I will discard Jarda, and I'll discard Brackus. So I don't want to give you anybody that Snag can fight for free. And it's your turn. I'll draw 4.
Well, I'll say Shadows and pick up the archive. Play Ronnie. I'm gonna Kymore.
Yeah, Kymore. Definitely played in a Kymore.
I'll trust no one. Play Javinda, play Whisper, play Umbra, play Snecklifter, take a Golden Spiral. My Shadow's Golden Spiral. I think I'll Spiral Whisper to lose 1 to kill that. And say check with 7.
I'll say Mars, I'll play Zalix Dominator and a Xanthix Harvester. And it's your turn too.
That's all Forge. I'll say the Shadows. I will use Whisper to kill the Dominator. I'm gonna Golden Spiral the Snag into the Harvester. I'm gonna Reap with Umbra. Snecklifter, Reap with Vinda, do a damage to the Snecklifter.
I'd have to say Mars and do nothing.
Oh, baby. Okay. Well, I'll say Shadows again. Reap with Umbra. Reap with Whisper. Reap with Snecklifter. Reap with Javinda. All damage to Vinda. I'll Golden Spiral to Reap with Buzzle.
I have no Amber control. So.
Oh, we did it.
Yeah, I thought an Infernus would be the end of me.
Oh, man.
I mean,
no generosity yet.
I didn't draw Mars first either, because I could have generated a bunch of ammo with that.
Woo! All right, there you have it. Impossible decks are literally trash.
Garbage.
They can't even win a game.
They're not even worth the paper they're printed on.
This is why you play your decks. Yep. You can theory craft the most perfect deck ever. They can still lose games. My goodness.
Yeah. I got into like a 2-2-2 thing there. I don't know if you saw that. But that's where I think like powerful but inefficient decks can like fall down in the mid game, right? Because you were just building momentum.
Yep.
And I like had a brief
it was like
burst
of
it,
and then
I was like trying to set up, and I think I kind of played into the Kymore. Based on the amount of Saurians in my deck, I may have been fine. One of them was Brackus.
Yeah.
The other one was Questor Jarda. So if you had snagged, I was worried about just getting my whole board cleaned off, and then you hitting me with the snag, and then me drawing into just kind of dead.
And that could have happened if you didn't play into the, because you made me pick up the archives to play the Kymore turn.
Yeah.
But like if the board was set up differently, then I could have taken a snag turn. Is the thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I know how many answers Litetasker has, so I felt like I was going to have to force something. So,
indeed. All right. Well, let's
Golden Spiral the Harvester.
Let's get into.
But I wouldn't have had enough. I would not have had enough. Hello, my hair. It's been a while since I've seen you. I would not have had enough amber to forge there.
Because you exalt. It was basically the same amount of amber because you exalted the Shrix.
Correct.
It would have been. It's just like one less amber on the Shrix.
Yeah, it would have been amber on the table instead, I guess.
Yeah. Which I could have stolen at some point with like Umbra or something. So it was. I don't know. I think it all ended up the same.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
I forgot about Kymor. Sort of boiled down to. So.
On Barkus Rex. Okay, Gauntlet starting.
Yeah.
We have the Ayya of Mongavard. If you want to type that deck in chat.
We got some value bet winners over here.
Oh man, look at that! Look at the value bets. 2.8%.
It wasn't like a ton of amber.
Oh dang. This is our double big guy deck. It has Niflkong and Deosilus.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see what those can do.
And it's got Dis. Another cool thing about this deck is a Maverick Bow Knithing.
That is very cool.
We'll show him off again. There we go. Here you go. He actually looks like he looks at home in Dis.
That's an extremely Dis creature.
So I gotta get my hand off the table because I constantly smash it so it won't focus.
It also doesn't like the sleeve.
Yeah. So yeah, lots of cool stuff going on in this deck. It's got a break key. It's got Snurret. So there might be a situation where you can like break key Snurret to keep them off.
Yeah.
A key and then Deosilus them on the following turn after they got like a pile of amber in there.
That's pretty good.
So it's got an ancient power, which is actually probably really silly in this deck because it has a decent.
It has a capture icon on the ancient power too, right?
The ancient power is enhanced to have a capture icon on it, so that's already like combo worthy by itself. And then you factor in 2 console Primuses, Deosilus, Citizen Shrix, and
I saw that John Claude got a Star Alliance Left Logica in a deck with no logos.
Yeah, you play the card. It's like a screaming cave at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like you just choose to mill yourself.
It's ridiculous.
It's pretty funny.
And that's why they should variable the house name.
I think so. I think in a perfect Keyforge, house referential cards like Bumblebird, Pit Lord, any of those that reference whatever house they are should be variabled to the house they're mavericked into.
Yep. And that seems like a pretty simple thing to do, honestly.
Yeah. I think that would make the game so much better. So
you'd have some really, really interesting pools then.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just think back to Tunk.
Yeah.
You know, guys, there's a lot of cards like Into the Fray, for instance, if it's mavericked, are actually useful.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right, so this is the Ayya of Mongavard.
8.
I've got a 6. You are first. I think I will mulligan this hand.
I guess I'll keep. So proud of Litetasker right now. I was feeling down based on if anyone saw the game that they posted on YouTube for the Archon's Corner bracket.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is like the same hand. All right, go ahead.
Play Mooncursor.
Okay, I am going to say this. I'm going to Dance of Doom and choose 1. Destroy each creature with power equal to that number. I will then play Bow, and I'll play a Relentless Creeper. And it's your turn. I will draw.
I'll say Logos. I'll play Phase Shift for a Skeleton Key. I'll play a Brain Eater and a Brain Eater. Start eating brains.
We got a lot of brains to have to be eaten over here. This doesn't even look like Marcus, by the way.
No, it does not. It's really weird.
2 turns without generating any amber whatsoever. All right, I guess I'll say Dis. I'll reap with Bow. I'll reap with Relentless Creeper. I'll play a Dark Minion, and I'll play a Snoret. And it is your turn. I will draw 2.
Play Untamed. Common Cold.
Okay, so Dark Minion dies and does 1 damage to all of your creatures.
This I don't know. It's making me so mad.
We've got invaders.
I'll play Ancient Bear. I will play 2 Vigors to heal my Brain Eaters. Unfortunately, it's not
quite enough.
Not enough, yeah. But they are healed. Okay, your turn.
Okay, I am going to say Dis. I'm going to play another Relentless Creeper. I didn't realize that I get 2 Relentless Creepers, which is also kind of cool in its own way. And then I am just going to reap 3 times, I think. And it is your turn. I draw up, and then at the end of the turn, Snoret captures 1.
Alright, I'll say...
I don't know if anybody was watching my hand, but I hit possibly the best draw that I could have gotten there.
Jeez. I'll say Shadows. I will play One Last Job. Play Relentless Whispers on the Bow.
Okay, toast, and you steal.
And I'll play Treasure Map to get an Amber. I'll use Skeleton Key and Capture on the Bear. And check with 6.
Okay. I am going to say... sorry. It's coming.
Uh-oh. Hey, B-Rod. How's it going?
We are contractually obligated to greet you, to give you an extended greeting.
Hello, tier 3 sub, B-Rod.
And it's time.
Oh god. Okay.
Deacilis time.
You got all these.
Those are all mine. I will smoke the Ancient Bear. There's an argument to dump 5 damage into a Brain Eater, but if you've got the Bouncing Death Quark ready to go for Deacilis, then I didn't want you to have like 3 creatures to use. Yeah. I'll play Gladiodontus. I'll play the Deacilis. Make sure you take your little brother Deacilis. And then I am going to Chant of Hubris. Do I want the ones off of Deacilis or the much more vulnerable Snoret? I guess I'll use Snoret. I'll throw that over there. And I'll say check with 6. It is your turn. I will draw 4.
Only 1 deck in the vault with all 3 Gigantics? Wow.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Cat Jam. I'm gonna say Logos.
Oh yeah, we got some we went and added some extra.
Play Library Access.
Okay.
I want to see some Pepo Note. What was I think it's Pepo D. I think
Pepo D.
I think it's Pepo D. That's better Twitch TV. Definitely download it if you don't have it. Yeah. Loggers. Okay, I'll say Logos. Played Library Access. There we go. That's Pepo Dancing. That's not the one I wanted. I can't remember what it's called. It's on there.
It's not somewhere. We don't have Pepo Notes?
It's not. There it is. Co-Red.
Okay.
It's Pepo Notes without animation.
Pepo G.
Pepo
okay.
G. I don't know how to find the animated one.
Ah.
All right. So Brain Eater's gonna fight a Creeper.
Mm-hmm.
And draw. And Brainer's gonna fight a creeper.
Yep. I think the creepers are actually really bad in this matchup because of Relentless Whispers and the Brain Eaters.
I'm gonna play a Neutron Shark.
Neutron Shark!
Do I draw first before I resolve it?
Yeah,
I
yes,
do, right,
yeah. Oh, you get to choose.
Yeah, I will choose to draw. I'm gonna kill Brain Eater into Deacellis.
No, down he goes.
And then flip. Okay. We're done here. Then I will play a Fogify, so you can't fight. Draw. And your turn.
Okay, so I will forge.
Yes.
The rare Gauntlet deck that gets a key off before Arcus. I will say this. I will Reap with Snarette. That was part of the reason why I wondered if I should have. You could have just Brain Eatered into Snarette.
Yeah.
So and gotten the Amber anyway. I'm gonna Pain Reaction and get the Neutron Shark. I will play a Bone Saw and a Drekker. And it is your turn. I will draw 3.
Okay.
Y'all tracked any of your decks? Meet the oh, there's a Scavenger Hunt?
Oh yeah, we don't have any that are in there.
What's the Scavenger Hunt?
It's
for?
like find a deck.
Who's putting on the Scavenger Hunt?
Fantasy
just...
Flight.
Oh, okay.
It was like a deck with all 3 Gigantics, a card that's like triple enhanced that's recurable, like Relentless Creeper. There was a couple others.
Okay.
A Key Frog with 2 damage, which we found that in Maverick. All right, I'll say Untamed. I do Forge, I guess. You get that?
Yeah, I captured that, but you will Forge. Yeah.
I'll say Untamed. I'm going to...
You milling your Strange Gizmo is actually like one of the best possible hits that you could get against this deck, right? Because it's so board centric.
Yeah.
So not having the Strange Gizmo is really good.
I'm gonna play Mighty Tiger.
Okay.
I'll shoot the Drekker. I'm gonna save the pack to kill the Snarette. Chain. I will regrowth. For a bear. And then I'll regrowth for a shark. Okay, your turn. Drop chain, draw 2.
Okay. I am...
Or, I'm sorry, I draw 1. The wine's back. 21 months for Stormstrong. It's amazing.
21.
You're old enough to drink in our stream now. That's awesome.
At the ripe age of 1 year, 9 months.
Man, that's like how long I've been streaming. I think he was one of our first subs on our affiliate stream.
It may have been the first.
May have been the first.
I think you may have been the first.
Yep.
All right. Gonna say Untamed. I'm gonna play a Niffle Ape and a Niffle Ape. I'll play this Treat Call so I can replay these Niffle Apes. I'll play a Dino Beast. I'll play a Dino Beast and I'll exalt it to shoot Brain Eater for 3. And it is your turn. I will draw 5.
Humble. I will say... I'll say Logos. I'll play the Neutron Shark. I will get Tiger and Beast. And I'll be done there.
Yo.
I'll play Twin Bolt. And do very little. So what you got? Your turn.
Okay, I will say Saurians. I'm gonna unstun the Gladiodontus. I have to beware the Ides.
Your Niffle.
My own Niffle.
Poor Niffle. 3-year-old son knows who Stumplegator is, thanks to TTR. Yeah, I mean, Stumplegator is very cute, first of all.
I'm gonna play Siren Horn. That deck does have too much to protect, right?
It does.
Just stone cold TMTP me. Have it. Yeah.
I believe Stormstrong has won some store championships wearing the Snufflegator shirt.
Yeah. I'm gonna discard Curse of Vanity. I do actually think it's fairly solid here. Problem is I go to 7. I am going to play Ancient Power, however.
Okay.
I don't want to give you an extra one, but me capturing one and warding is worth the 1 extra there.
That's such a good Ancient Power, my gosh.
Yeah.
Hey Jupiter, how's it going?
Let's see, check with 7. It's your turn. I will draw 4.
Alright, I will say Shadows. Play Naughty the Thief. I will play Special Delivery. I will Too Much to Protect. Kill 1. I'll Hidden Stash. Card. I'll use Skeleton Key. Onto the bear. I'll say check. With 8.
Okay. I am...
You got your Snufflegator hoodie? Oh man, yeah, I have. Did I get a Snufflegator hoodie? I have the TTR hoodie and a Keys hoodie, but they're actually like pretty comfortable, surprisingly comfortable.
Gonna say Untamed. I'm gonna discard the bottom half of Niflkong. I am going to Song of the Wild, so I'll reap with Niffle Ape. I will reap with Dino Beast. Do I just fight? I think it's actually correct to fight the Neutron Shark. So Dino Beast is going to fight Neutron Shark. I'll move that to the Neutron Shark and then skirmish down the Neutron Shark.
Okay.
I'll play Gloriana's Attendant on that side. I will say check with 8. Your turn, I will draw 3.
Forge. Let's say Untamed. And Nature's Call for that, and that.
So these 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll Special Deliver the Ape. The heck. Play a Fertility Chant. So you get 2. I'll read Bear. And say check with 8.
Okay, so I will Forge. I don't think I can actually stop you. I do have this Strix who's enhanced to capture, so I can take you off too. I have this break key, and because we were in a neck and neck race, this break key didn't provide.
That's my biggest problem with break key is like it doesn't help you in the most impactful games.
Yeah, it doesn't. It does not in a dead rate, dead heat like that.
And I kind of think it would be fine if it did. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, you got there.
Ooh, okay.
That was a good one.
It was good.
Was I threatening? I don't think I was threatening that turn. Yeah, I think if you had played the TMTP earlier, I think I would have been in really good shape. I do think the Strange Gizmo just let me play whatever creatures I wanted to play.
Yeah, if it wasn't even, it would be better than Miasma too, right? Yeah, so it probably doesn't need to be better than Miasma.
Yeah.
I guess it serves its purpose to help you get from behind.
Yeah.
We just haven't seen it be impactful in any games yet. Very few, if
yeah,
so.
not really.
Okay.
It's easy as it was to draw the Deacylus. I was fighting the Niflkong in the bottom of my deck.
Yeah.
I discarded half of it because I still had the half and the It's Coming left in the deck. And I had 4 cards left. And the bottom 1/2 and the It's Coming were both
oh man
part of it.
That's rough.
Vipius. Close out the bets.
All right, Ayya starting off with the 0-1.
But I mean, it was keeping pace with Barkus,
yeah.
and that's not nothing.
No, definitely not.
So I do wonder how this matchup is going to go. I got a feeling it's going to be a lot grindier. This deck does have the harder they come, though, so that's a pretty good answer to the big guys. So it just takes a big guy off the table. If I had had the Ancient Power at the same time as the Deosilus, I wonder if that isn't just the game right there, right?
I would have had to hit 2 on Neutron Shark, which I didn't do ever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Which I think is unlikely based off of how much.
Unlikely.
Like, I think you got really unlucky there. You want a sleeper there, dog?
Just thinking about
it. What is there to think about? What's that ear doing?
Being floopy.
You got floopy ears?
Oh, Eddie gets to get in a tree. Look at that.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Play up the ear floop.
Oh yeah,
the 10 out of 10.
Look at that catch. Be great. Some content right here.
Dog content, premium dog content.
Heroes generating Eddie treats at a crazy rate,
unprecedented level,
incredible rate. Okay. Let's see what we can do against Gladiator. Avivius. 8. 8. 8. 7. Okay, that was about to be an 8.
88 8s in a row.
I think this is a mulligan. You're gonna fatten him up with the treats. Luckily, he's very well exercised. Doggy day camp.
I'll keep.
You will not make my Eddie obese. He's healthy weight forever. He's maintained about like a 42, 45 pounds, that range since I've had him, so pretty healthy.
Up and on himself.
Yeah. Eddie ball. Quick look at the Eddie ball. Okay. You were first.
Yep. I am gonna say this. I'll play Dust Imp. Go ahead.
Play this. Play Implosion to destroy your Dust Imp. I'll play Dance of Doom, I'll play Dark Minion, play Snurret.
You get one for the implosion.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I will say this. All 3 fates to kill. I will banish nothing. And I will play Streak. It's your turn. I will draw.
Say this. I'll play Drucker, Break Key, and Bonesaw.
I will say Brobnar. I'm going to play Grump Buggy. I am going to sound the horns.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to assume you heard it. We'll have to assume that you heard the horns. Let us know if you didn't. We had some.
It did play.
We had some technical difficulties. So I was currently sounding the horns.
Yep.
Groggins. I will play Foozle and Groggins, and I'll discard Ends of the Fray. And it is your turn. I don't have check because of... You didn't hear horns try again? What's that? Spam.
I actually don't know if he's sarcastic or not.
Are you?
I can't.
We can't trust Code Red.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say this. I will reap with Drekker and steal one. I will double doom this streak. I'm gonna fight the Foozle.
That'll kill Drekker.
I will kill a Drekker. Okay, your turn.
I will say this. I'll play Streak and Amber Imp and Anguish. And it is your turn. I will draw.
Untamed, I'll play a Dino Beast and Exalt to kill the Streak.
Come on now.
Play Niffleape. Play Troop Call, play the Niffleape. I don't play It's Coming. Just gonna get this thing here.
No reason.
No reason.
No reason.
Don't have check.
Yeah, you need 8. Okay, I am going to say Sanctum. I'm going to play Hadros Wall. I'm going to play Prince Derek, who's going to get me 3. I'm going to Blinding Light for Untamed. And that will be my turn. I'll say check with 7, and I will draw.
Alright, I will say Orion. Play Consul Primus. Play Daesilus and blast the Prince Derek. Actually, probably bad. Yeah, I'm gonna blast the Amber Imp because you have Exhume in that deck, so I'm gonna give you free big Ambers. And that's it.
Okay, I will say Brobnar. I am gonna burn the stockpile. I play a Gengar Chieftain, take Prince Derek to kill the Constable Primus. I'll play a Calfine. I'll flex the Groggins for 4. And it is your turn. I will draw.
Man, none of my turns are very good. I guess.
I think that as awesome as the double big guy efficiency is, the rest of the deck is not very efficient.
Yeah. If you replace the Untamed with the Ultra Gravitron side that deck we played the other night had, it'd be a different story.
The deck would be insane, right?
Because I can play, sorry, and I'm only playing 1 card though. If I say Untamed, I basically have an awful turn, but I play some more cards.
Yeah. The deck is real heavy on creatures and is missing a lot of like important actions, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what happens with Niflkong, is that you have a bunch of untamed creatures, and then you're missing like key actions.
All right, I'll say untamed. I'll stun these guys. I will play Gloriana's Attendant. I'll play Lodon. There's no in the discard pile. I'll just discard this half of it.
Okay.
Which I could have shuffled it back in with the other half, but I don't think I want to right now. Because him coming into play doesn't really help me that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, one Savage Clash would help this deck too, I think. A lot. Does not have that.
Okay, I am going to say this. I'm gonna Shadows of this. Blank creatures. I'm gonna Binding Irons to give you some chains.
Deck is a grind fest.
That's the way I like it.
Yep.
I am going to banish the Dino Beast. I was debating, because Deosilus would be blank, I was debating whether I should banish Deosilus or not. Because I think I easily get to Forge next turn. I don't know if I get to Forge the following turn, because you can just replay Deosilus. I don't have an answer for him yet, but okay. Anguish. No, just crash Anguish into Deosilus to start putting some damage in. Reap with Anguish. Or just have Anguish fight like a Niffleape. The Niffleape comes back if you play. I think I'll just Reap with Anguish. I will Exhume something. Schuler? Yeah. Schuler's a good choice. We'll Exhume Schuler.
Yeah, I think Deosilus is really good too. Niflkong can be bad not most of the time, but
I think
they all demand an answer.
I think Niflkong, if you play it and your opponent is like in a dirtily phase of the game, Niflkong will just end the game.
Yep.
If your opponent does not have an immediate answer for it, because you're putting like 4 or 5 creatures on the table, you're disrupting artifacts, you're getting just to do a ton of stuff with it, not to mention that you're getting to Reap for like 4 or 5 plus. I will say check with 10. It is your turn. I will draw 5. This deck is so fun. I love this deck.
I'll say sorry, and I'll play a Gladiodontus. Play a Strix and capture one of the Strix. I'll play is blank, so
oh yeah.
I'll play Ancient Power, capture. I will ward the guys with Amber on them. And this Deosilus will fight the Anguish.
Yep.
Actually, I'll fight first and then I'll ward. I
Okay.
don't mind him being damaged. Ward is more impactful, I think. Take 6. Go Forge for 8.
2, yeah. Pay the full 8.
I think it's still blank in hand. What do you mean? Yeah, they're all blank. But they had an icon.
Yeah.
Strix.
Yeah, it's bonus icon. All right, we're gonna say Sanctum.
The stun. The stun.
Gladiator Dantus.
Enters play stunned is blank. I think you're right.
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
You're right about that. Unless an interplay state is not, I don't know. But his text, that's in his text box, right?
I am going to one stood against Mini on Calphine. Calphine is going to fight Shrix and do 2 damage to the Gladiodontus. Calphine's going to get ready and fight Niffle-Ape, do 2 damage to Gloria's Attendant, and then ready. And it's still alive because of the Hadros Wall, in case anybody is wondering. Where's Calphine go? I guess Calphine fights that Niffle-Ape. I will harder they come, Deosilus.
The FAQ about Silvertooth says the opposite, it would still be stunned. I think only Alpha and other Plague Disease cards are blank by Shove Discs. So the FAQ says it still comes into play ready, right, for Silvertooth? So enters play ready, enters play stunned, so enters play still applies.
Because it's not a creature until it enters play, and then once it enters play, that's when its text box gets blanked.
Okay. Alpha is not blanked because it's a play condition.
Because it's from your hand.
So you thought?
Harder they come.
Okay.
I will play a Baltrum and Bade. Capture 3.
Got some bad news for this deck.
I'll say check with 10, and it's your turn. I will shuffle and draw 4.
I'll say this. I will pain react the Tesmal.
Yeah, will not kill it.
To the lion.
Yeah.
Well, I'll play Relentless Creeper. I didn't have a Relentless Creeper in here.
You still want to pain react to the Tesmal? Okay.
Okay, your turn.
Oh, these chains are just absolutely strangling the deck at that point, right?
Yep. Not that it had an answer.
Let's draw.
Keyforge for 7.
Yep. Okay, we will say Barabnar. I'm going to discard Coward's End. I'm going to put the Blood of the Titans on this Obeyed. I'm going to play an Ogopogo and a Calphine. Baragans is going to fight the Citizen Tricks. And then Gengar Chieftain is going to reap. And it is your turn. I wish this deck had one Might Makes Right. I think this deck would be just about perfect with a Might Makes
like,
Right.
Boom.
Yeah, you just win. You just win the game.
Yeah.
Like once it, instead of giving your opponent like a chance to get back into it, you're just like the game is over.
I'll unstun. I will Chant of Hubris. That there. Play Constant Primus and do another damage to Tesmal. I'll Curse of Vanity. Exalt its flank creatures.
It's exalt a friendly enemy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll exalt the Gladiodontus and Tesmal. And I'm done. That card and the other card do basically the same thing in my brain.
Yeah, I gotcha.
That's kind of, I think, what's dragging Saurian down this set is Curse of Vanity, the Exalt Flank creatures, and like Humble is just those are not that impactful of actions. Like they don't have
they're
super
not
big effects
as,
on the board.
Yeah, so
on the game and
the thing about Curse of Vanity is it's best if you have no creatures on the table.
Right.
I don't hate Curse of Vanity, but like Sagittarius Gaze, on the other hand, is a card that I don't genuinely like.
Exalt damage creature.
Yeah,
so that's like,
it does give a damage pip, but like Saurian doesn't have the damage from hand that it had in the previous set between Phalanx Strike and
it has Stomp. It has Stomp, but
but
Phalanx Strike's a big deal.
Missing Phalanx Strike is huge. Do I... How do I threaten here?
Yeah, there's probably some good Saurian Rush that uses that kind of stuff, right?
The Untamed really didn't have a way to stop me. I could just say Brobnar and just like fight you off the table. So I guess that's what I'll do. I'll say Brobnar. I will play a Foozle. I will have Calphine fight Gladiodontus. Does 7, and then we'll shoot down the creeper with the before fight.
Maybe this is like, if you don't have a board wipe, I'm gonna win the game.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as that.
Groggins will fight Gladiodontus to kill. Ganger Chieftain will fight Consul Primus. And then Ogo Pogo is going to reap. Go to 7. I'll discard my burn the stockpile. I'll say check with 7. It's your turn.
It is. I'll play this Bone Ithing.
Oh no.
Didn't see that coming. I'll play Relentless Creeper. I think I have another.
Yeah, Creeper. I just killed one.
Play that. I'm done. And I'm close to threatening.
Okay.
We're a way to kill Grunt Buggy, yeah. But still, even if you get the Grunt Buggy, the board is so clogged up and like...
I'll save Brobnar. I'll sound the horns. I don't even think there's one left.
They're all on the board?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a Calphine that died?
Yeah, no, I drew it there.
What's up, Tice?
Oh, if you betrayed anyone lately.
Probably.
Calphine will fight this Relentless Creeper and just wipe the board. Foozle's gonna reap. Ogo Pogo and Ganger Chieftain are both gonna reap.
That's
and then Groggins is gonna reap.
That's the game. Feels bad, Ayya.
Sad Ayya noises.
Sad Ayya. That was a slaughter, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I started like looking at the actions in this deck, I was like, oh man, this deck is
bad
like
matchup.
Well positioned against that one. Like I knew the harder they come was going to be good, but there's just I mean, the Shadows of Dis is an insane card.
All right, so Ayya 0-2. We got our new challenger here.
Yeah, so this is the new deck.
No, new challenger, new defender.
Yeah. New gauntlet
of the gauntlet. Yeah. Luria is replacing Sov. So if you weren't here earlier, we rotated Sov out of the gauntlet, and Luria has taken its place. It is doing some similar things, although Luria is more focused on a ton of damage pips with the double Malficorns, and it does have 2 marks of Dis to sort of act like the control the weeks that we're in.
Yeah.
Sov. So we'll see. There's some cool things happening in this deck. It's not top tier. It went 2-1 in its pod. It does have double Grey Rider as well, so it's got like a little combo.
Yeah, it's got the potential to combo off. So new
should be interesting.
Canon of Lara Warren. It's sad Parmesan noises.
It's sad Parmesans. F's in the chat for Sov Form Vector Parmesan.
Punctuate Equilibrium. Shadow Council. Turnkey. Break Key and Turnkey in the same deck. And a Miasma Bomb. Triple Resurgence. You even have enough mutants to get back.
Is Turnkey a mutant?
I don't think so. I think it's a demon or an imp. Turnkey is a demon. But being able to Resurgence and Furnace multiple times in a game seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Double D. This deck looks very disruptive.
I bet it punches above its 57 sass.
Yeah. The 57 sass for this deck is a lot, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Punctuate Equilibrium. You can like Lost in the Woods and Punctuate Equilibrium in the same turn. I bet there's some. This deck looks real like there's a lot of like non-linear plays that it can pull off. So.
A 7.
Punctuate Equilibrium and Triple Resurgence is very interesting, I would say. Also 7.
6. 2, 2, 2. Alright, I'm looking at this.
For enhanced draws. Yeah, so it's that kind of, it's that weird style of mass mutation deck that feels like an old school Logos deck without having any Logos in it, that I think is possible with some Untamed and Star Alliance decks, especially when they're combined. But because there's like some scattered efficiency between some of the other houses that I think can coalesce into like a deck that will just burn through itself. Punctuate Equilibrium is definitely a card that lets that happen.
That's so good. I'm mad at it every time it's played against me. Not every time, but like I would say good 75% of the time.
I mean, Punctuate Equilibrium is really good with Infernus in your deck,
Yeah.
right? Because your opponent may not get to play the card they were planning on playing, and then you can make sure it's never coming back. Okay, so I am going first. I will play a Dino Beast.
I'll say Sanctum. I'll play an Anaphil and a Lyco Knight.
I will say Dis. I am going to play Break Key. I will double Doom Anaphil. He's got a capture icon on him. Double Doom the Lyco Knight. Lyco Knight just kind of gets to kill creatures for free, so.
Autoencoder and Punctuated makes for dumb stuff. That's for sure. I think we had a deck that we already played with that combo in it that we never got that
I don't think
to happen.
we never got it to work together.
My secret.
Okay, it is your turn. I will draw 3.
Alright, I'll say Dis. I'm gonna Mark of Dis the Damo Beast, or the Dino Beast. I'll play a Brabble and shoot the Dark Minion. And I'll play Infernus to get Break Key and Double Doom. Your turn.
Okay, I'll play Low Dawn. Dino Beast will fight Champion Anaphil. Your turn.
I'll say Star Alliance. Access denied. Beast. We'll Lay of the Land. I'll subdue the beast. I'll play Ambassador Lou and shoot the beast for 1. Your turn.
Beast is not having a great day.
No, he's not.
I will say Saurians. I'll play Consul Primus. I'll put a siren horn on the Dino Beast. I will beware the Ides, nothing. And it is.
You just made a mistake and Into the Breach, hating life. Oof. That's brutal. I'll say, I will say this.
Into the Breach is so fun.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that game.
I'm going to Mark of Dis the Primus.
Oof. You alright there?
Play a Malficorn. Play Sacro Fiend and shoot the Primus. This is each. After an creature is dealt damage by a bonus icon, deal 1 damage to that creature. Okay, so.
Yeah, you don't have to do damage whenever you're there.
And I'll reap with these two.
Sure.
I'll say check with 7.
Okay. I will play It's Coming. And I will discard. Put that in my hand, I'll discard it. It's your turn.
Okay.
I'll draw 1.
Alright, I'll say this. I'll play Malficorn with a damage and shoot him a lot. And I'll reap 1, 2, 3, 4. Your turn.
Okay, I'll say Untamed. I'll play Niflkong.
A little brutal. The Marks of Dis are just.
Yeah, I mean you had them almost back to back, not quite, but pretty close. So I had 2 turns that were almost blank. So.
Triple access denied. The Starlines that draws you a card when you play an upgrade in the bounce artifacts. You can draw 6 and gain 6 ammo a turn. That's pretty awesome.
I'll play these Niffle Apes. That one's enhanced for icon. I will play Dino Beast. I don't think I exalted here because it's just like free amber for you. Well, I mean, I could kill Champion Anaphyl. Sure, I'll just kill Champion Anaphyl. I will discard Song of the Wild. There's a good chance I run back on Tame next turn, but I gotta like fight all your dumb disc creatures off the table. And it is your turn. I will draw 4. Go ahead.
Say Sanctum. I'll play Commandeer. Play Lyco Knights. Lurk. Salvador. That's 3 captures. He's gonna capture on himself. He'll capture on himself. And capture 1 onto the Sacro Fiend. Your turn.
Okay.
Check with 6.
I am going to say Untamed. The Dino Beast is going to kill this Maleficorn. Niflkong is going to fight. Well, first we gotta do this in the right order. So this Niffle Ape is gonna fight Salvador to put 3 damage into him. This Niffle Ape reaps. Niflkong fights Bulwark. Sacks this Niffle Ape. Do 3 damage to a creature, Salvador. Steal 1. No enemy artifacts to destroy. This Niffle Ape fights someone. Just reaps. I guess this Niffle Ape will just reap. I will troop call. So return all the niffles. Replay Niffle Kong. Replay these niffles and Niffle Ape.
Okay.
Okay, and it is your turn. I will say check with age and draw.
Say Star Alliance. Action Ambassador Loot, discard a card from my hand. I'll discard Gleeful Mayhem, so if it's a Shadows card, I steal one. I will play. I'll discard Rellert. I will play Scout Pete. I'll discard the Stern Grave. I will play a Scout Pete. I'll do 2 damage. Oh, it's I guess 1 damage is 2, and then 1 damage is 2. So yeah, we'll blow that up. Okay. I'll look at the top card. I guess I'll destroy this Implosion. Discard that Implosion as well. I'll play an Antony. He's got some damage on him as well. Do 2. Capture this. Okay, your turn. I'll say check with 6. Lumilu and Star Alliance Maverick is pretty bad with no other beasts in the deck.
There's like 2 Star Alliance beasts.
Yeah.
Total. Okay. I am going to say dis. I'm gonna Dance of Doom for 5, so my Dino Beast will die. And I'll get Maleficorn and Lyco Knight. I can play Bone Saw. I am gonna Pain Reaction Anthony. Bone Saw is gonna fight Anthony. And then I'll play this Relentless Creeper.
He was supposed to have given you 1 back, I guess, too.
Turn. Yeah. Your turn. I will draw 4.
Okay. I'll say Star Alliance. Use the Ambassador Loot to discard Cinder to steal 1. Play a Scout Pete. Capture. Top card. I will discard it. Dirty Max and the Scout Pete. I'll fight Niffle. For the top card. So I'll discard this Garcia. Captures 1. And Scout Pete will fight the Niffle Ape. Top card, discard. Your turn.
Okay, I'll forward for 6 finally. I will say dis. I'll play Relentless Creeper. I'll play Snorret. Actually, I'll play Snorret, Relentless Creeper, Dracker. And then Relentless Creeper is gonna fight Grapple.
Okay.
And it is your turn. I will draw 3.
Play Sanctum. Play Amberheart. I'll Burning Glare. I guess you capture this. I'll Burning Glare the Nifflecon.
You could Burning Glare mutants.
Oh, they're both mutants, aren't they? Yeah, that's fine. I will play Champion. play Free Rider, fight Relentless Creeper. Actually, I don't have anything on top of my deck, so there's no reason to fight with that Scout Pete. So I'll put him here and fight with a Sacro Fiend.
Yep. Drucker dies.
And Drucker dies, yep. I'll play an Alice through his damage icon. I'll do damage there.
Skin armor.
Play Free Rider to send this Scout Pete into the Schnurret.
Okay, my turn.
Yes.
I am going to say Saurian. I'm going to play Curse of Vanity. I will exalt this Scout Pete and Niflkong.
Poor Ayya.
I'll play Gladiodontus. I will play Citizen Strix. Capture, I guess I'll exalt and steal one. I'll play Consul Primus and do a damage to Scout Pete. And it is your turn. I will draw 4.
Ayya. I think I added Ayya BTTV.
Let's see.
I'm not sure. Maybe I was thinking about it and I was like, no, I shouldn't do this.
Well, it's there.
Okay.
That's not the
actual one?
that's the other one. That's like a small, that's like a...
This is just a, this is a Gauntlet stream, so this is not a turn group stream. Alright, so I draw the cards from my turn finally.
Yeah, you didn't add the one with the eyes open.
Okay, I'll see if I can find it.
I can't
believe I've done this, I know.
This is embarrassing.
Alright, I will say this. I'm gonna play Maleficorn. I'm gonna play Maleficorn with the damage and shoot the Citizen Strix. I will fight Primus and Reap with Infernus. Your turn.
Okay, I am going to say this. I'm going to play Bow Knithing. Steal 2. Then I am going to Implosion. Kill Bow Knithing. To kill Ambassador Lou.
No.
Some mighty fine ambassador work there, Lou. And it is your turn. I will draw 1. And then shuffle and draw. So check with set. Which one of the decks is the Gauntlet member? So Luria of Water Hollow is the Gauntlet member. And then the Ayya of Mongavard is the runner. The Gauntlet runner.
I'll say Starlance. I'll access denied the play Lay of the Land. I guess I could Reap with Pete first before I do that. So I'll Reap with Pete, get Amber for that. Look at the top card, discard the top card, then play the thing. Still bad. Then play Garcia. Okay, your turn.
I am going to say Saurian. I'm going to play a Consul Primus who's going to do 1 damage to Garcia. I am going to unstun Gladiodontus. I am going to Ancient Power. So I will ward Consul Primus. Sorry, I will capture on a Consul Primus with the capture from Ancient Power, and then ward every creature of mine that has a has Amber on it. I'm gonna Chant of Hubris to move this to Garcia. I'll say check with 9. It is your turn. I will draw 3.
Okay, I'll say.
So I held on to the bottom half of Deosilus there because I think my out was drawing
Deosilus, yeah.
Drawing the other half of Deosilus.
I'm gonna say dis. I will mark of dis the Primus. I'll Reap with Infernus, Lethal Mayhem. So I'll do that, this, this, and this.
You did this.
Yes, Infernus. And then I will reap.
Forge for 6.
Forge for 6.
I had to draw the other half of the Deosilus. How close? Oh, it was close. Yeah. The mark of this was too much to overcome early in the game. Because, like, when you weren't playing it, I was, like, clawing back into the game.
That deck's just bad at...
it doesn't have board wipes.
Yeah, it doesn't have board wipes.
It doesn't have board wipes.
Yep.
It's got some scattered removal, but it doesn't have board wipes.
Well, time for it to fight against Conphage. It's not going good. It's not looking good for Ayya.
No.
And also, Ayya's in Pod Q.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you guys know about Pod Q, but
it's definitely something.
It's pretty stacked. It's looking stacked.
We're gonna have our first total drop.
Hey, it was not over yet, man. Anything could happen.
It's gonna bust out.
It could beat Conphage. It could happen.
I suppose that could happen. I feel like a Highlander whenever I pick up this deck. Just lightning flowing into me.
I might have to clip that Litetasker game like by itself, I think, and post it because it was important. It's an important game for Keyforge right there.
You guarantee it. The betting on me. You know the power that Bill had. Litetasker won. So
Litetasker beat the impossible deck Hershey.
Beat Hershey. So
So here's the question: should we do a giveaway this week? Are we due for a giveaway?
I think we're about due. We still got plenty of sleeves.
We still got plenty of sleeves.
We got a lot of sleeves to give away.
Yeah.
I still haven't shipped anything out.
Yep.
So it'll just get.
So might as well do another giveaway.
So might as well do another giveaway.
Yep.
Sometime maybe in September.
You should probably ship it out before the USPS gets closed.
That's a good point.
So
yeah.
Actually, you should probably do it.
Yeah,
pretty
I should
soon.
probably ship it out.
Maybe after this giveaway.
I'll have to UPS it to everybody.
Yeah, that'll be more expensive. You got about a week till the USPS is gone. Seems like. Yeah, giveaway. Let's say Wednesday.
Sounds good. Sounds good. You are first.
Let's say double packs of Katana sleeves giveaway Wednesday.
Yeah, sounds good. I think this is actually a mulligan. This is a mulligan for
all the giveaways are hand delivered. Well, we would if people would go to if Voltors happened. We would just be like, oh, we'll just take it to a Voltor, but no.
Or if it were like safe to travel anywhere.
Yeah. Fast forward 20 years in the future. Nathan and I are riding horses to deliver our Keyforge decks to everyone, a la the postman.
Are you referring to the movie or the book?
The movie. I haven't read the book.
The book's really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. It's gonna be a weird game. I got a feeling.
I'm just gonna play this Dino Beast. Your turn.
Oh. I'll say Brobnar. I'll play War Chest, and I'll tell you to go ahead. And...
All right. I'll say this. I'll play this Relentless Creeper. I'm gonna Dance of Doom for 2. So it dies. I'm gonna play this Bonesaw. Bonesaw is ready. I'll reap with Bonesaw.
I am going to say Shadows. I'm gonna Nerve Blast and do 2 damage to Dino Beast. I'm gonna play a Gamgee and I'll discard Swindle. And it's your turn.
Okay, I'll say this. I will play Snorret.
You get your Creeper back.
Hey. Play Snorret, play Dark Minion, play Creeper, play Trekker, Reap with Bonesaw. Your turn.
Snorret captures 1.
2 damage to Beast, not
Bonesaw.
Bonesaw. What did I do?
You put...
Oh, sorry. I didn't know you did the Beast.
I am going to say Brobnar. I'm going to Coward's End. No.
Does that kill? Does that actually kill the Gamgee?
Yeah, because he's marked for destruction.
Do you have a damage on him?
He did not have a damage on him.
Oh, never mind. I was thinking save the pack. Yes, he is dead.
I've got 3 chains. I'll drop a chain, and it's your turn. Draw.
I'll say sorry. Play. It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming.
Hit the bottom half of Deosilus. Look at that gavel. That shiny gavel.
With authority. With authority.
I will play Deosilus. Capture your 1 amber.
Maul takes 5.
I'll Curse of Vanity to exalt these guys. Chant of Hubris. Move this. Your turn. How dare you judge us fine gentlemen?
I am gonna play. I'm gonna say Mars. I'll play Orbital Bombardment. I'm gonna show you 2. So I will deal 2 damage there and 2 damage there. I will play Mars needs Amber. And I'll put a containment field. Okay, so let's. And it is your turn. I'll drop a chain and drop.
Play this. I will grab this. Play break key. Play pain reaction on follow-up. Play creepers. Relentlessly.
Okay, I am going to say Mars. I'll play Mother Gun. I'm going to play Glixel Proliferator. I am going to Mars first to ready and reap with the Proliferator. Archiving Orbital Bombardment, I think. Mars needs Amber.
There's like a couple cards that remove upgrades. There's not any in Mass Mutation.
Generosity for 10.
The Mars one that destroys a creature upgrade and artifact is one of my favorite cards.
Yeah, destroy them all. Yeah. Really good. 7, 8, 9, 10. I will play the Zizek Shockworm. I'm going to Hypnotic Command the 2 Amber onto the Dino Beast. Then I'm going to Mars first, ready and reap with a Proliferator. Archive the Generosity. And it is your turn. Don't drop chain because I'm at 8 cards in here.
Alright, I'll say Untamed. Fight the Shockworm.
Dead.
I'm going to play a Dino Beast and Exalt to kill the Proliferator.
Dead.
Well, this card is coming. I'm sorry, this card is on the wild. Play a Troop Call. I don't think I have any Niflapes in here. I haven't seen Niflapes yet. I haven't seen another half of this Niflkong. I have this, it's coming. I think I'm just gonna discarding it. I guess I could hold it, but like that's so many cards to try to draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cards.
And you're drawing
3.
It's like sub 20%, right?
Yeah, it's not
something
great.
in that
and is it worth it
ballpark.
if I do? If I draw it and play it, I go get 3 Niflkongs, 3 Niflapes, and that's basically it. I also have
you get below up some artifacts, whatnot, but so I don't know.
With it, when I use it though, if I can use it.
Yeah.
And you're there Martian Generosity and stuff, so I don't know. It's tough to say. I'll keep it for the sake of maybe having 2 big guys on the table at the same time, possibly. And Conphage is doing Conphage things, yeah. Okay, your turn.
I am going to say Brobnar. I'm going to First Blood. I get to split up this damage, so I'll do 1 damage to the Dino Beast, finish it off. And then I will do 1 damage to that Dino Beast. I will play Bramo. I will...
Yeah, and if I discard, I would 100% get the other half.
I'll play Drummernaut. Bounce Bramo. Wallop is gonna fight the Creeper. I will Ganger Chieftain Drummernaut into Creeper. Bounce Chieftain. I'm gonna play Bramo. Bramo on this side. Then Ganger Chieftain. That still doesn't kill Deosilus. Deosilus is too big. So I'll play Ganger Chieftain, but I won't. I'll opt not to use its ability. And then I will War Chest for 2 because the 2 relentless creepers were destroyed by combat. So check with 9. I will drop a chain and draw 1.
Alright, I'll say Untamed. I will discard Niflkong half, and I'll play Low Dawn.
Ah, yeah.
Look at that.
More archive hate. So I think the Martian stuff from AOA is actually
Discard this. Probably
a better way to go with archive hate, letting you purge cards from like their archives to get some sort of effect. Because I think you have to be very careful with design in this game. You can't just design a card that says play, discard a card from your opponent's archives, because that card's not very good. So something like Dysania is good because when it hits big.
Yeah.
And it's a rare, right? Something like Tentadlin isn't very good. It's very niche. You almost wish that it could do other things, right? If it's 9
Fight Reap, it would be way different.
If it's
right?
9 power mattered more.
Yeah.
That would be better. So yeah, I mean, I think they're so my turn.
Yep.
So I forge.
Yep. I don't know about play Fight Reap, but probably Fight Reap on that, or play Fight. 2 of the 3. I think very rarely should a card say play Fight Reap.
Yeah, I think all of the Star Alliance guys from Worlds Collide are absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they should exist in that capacity. Okay, I'll say Shadows. I will Dusk Chronicles. You got more amber than me, so I draw. Then I will Dusk Chronicles. You've got more amber than me, and I will draw. I'm gonna discard Bad Penny. Then I will Nerve Blast to steal 1 and shoot the Deacils for 2. And it is your turn. I will draw 3. I'll say check with 6. Go ahead.
Oh, it's an artifact with a pip that says keys cost +1 for every card in your archives. So for each player, like their personal archives, that'd be kind of interesting, right?
Like artifacts with symmetrical effects.
Yeah. All right, I'll say Saurian.
So something where if you were a deck that archived, that card would hurt you.
Yeah. I will put a Siren Horn on Deacils. Death Forge?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. Alright, he's gonna fight. I think the drummer not.
Okay, so before the fight, you move on to me. You then fight and kill the drummer not.
And then I put this in the common pool and do 2 to everything.
Yeah. So well, it finally dies.
And then he dies from containment field.
Yeah, does he die from the containment field before he gets to use his fight ability?
No, it's after it's used.
Okay.
So that's not. I believe that's my ordering there.
Yeah, you
Fight's
choose
an after fight effect.
Yeah, you choose to let him
say that.
Oh, Lollop is dead.
Okay. I'll Beware the Ides.
Nothing.
I'll play Council Primus and do other damage there. Your turn.
Okay, so I will forge. I am going to say Brobnar. I'm going to play Rock Hurling Giant. I'll play Signal Fire. I'll put Blood of the Titans on Bramo. Ganger Chieftain's going to Reap. Bramo's going to fight Consul Primus. And then I'll War Chest for 1. It is your turn. I'll draw 3.
Alright, I'll say Dis. I'll play Conniving. I will double doom the Bramo, I guess, so you can't flex it.
There's no flex in the deck.
Oh, I was thinking the comp page.
Yeah.
Or not comp page, the KVBS. Either way. The one that has a enhancement on. I don't really care if you come down and kill bonizing, I don't think. Okay. And that's it.
Okay.
You effing... Are you effing me?
Is it 2 halves?
Are you effing me? So dumb. This deck is terrible.
I am going to say Shadows. I'm going to play too much to protect.
Yeah, I forgot you had that. Alright, well.
I am going to Merkins the top card. Ooh. I guess Merkins kills himself. And then I'll play a Dipno Spymaster, and it is your turn. I will draw.
Yeah, these cards.
None of these stop keys or
do anything. I do forge second key, but
yeah.
Man, deck. It's struggling. We're struggling over here. All right, one more game. Let's see if the Gauntlet can get a clean sweep against somebody.
Yeah,
the old clean sweep. I guess big guys are bad. That's it. Maybe this deck's just bad. Also possible.
It feels like a novelty deck.
Yeah. Where's Gasolina? You got it. I had myself on Gasolina because you played it last time.
Okay.
The Impossible deck was the first game we played. Yeah.
It's the very beginning of the stream.
Do you want a spoiler?
You can go back and watch the VOD.
Or you can go back and watch it, yeah.
It was
I would recommend watching it.
It's 3 keys to 2, so it's worth watching.
No spoilers in chat, please. Like the double the 2 its comings in the deck don't quite work for it. It's strange.
It's if one of these were logos, I think this deck is like 1,000 times better.
Even if like the disc were logos, right?
Yeah,
because it would supplement the other houses, and not necessarily that it had an Ultra Gravitron, but just that it had logos in the deck. Yep, he's laying down. It's in a stretchy spot. Nine.
10.
You rolled 10.
I rolled the 10.
Okay. We're gonna get that tree real quick. Just real quick. Where is he? Where could he be? Hey. Hey.
Look in the camera.
Go get you a treat. Amazing. Look at that. He looks so bummed that he just finished that treat. Okay.
I will keep, I guess. I think his hand's like
I'm mulliganing the same.
It's like 2 border. Do you just? I'm just gonna mulligan it.
Really?
We're gonna go make big plays. This deck's not gonna win with small plays.
No, it definitely will not.
Not gonna win with small plays.
Oh, also Friday, we got Hulk for
yeah.
for Marvel Champions. So Friday we will finally play with Doctor Strange and Hulk.
Yeah, it's going to be Tales of Suspense, I believe, was the classic comic with that featured both of them in it.
Yeah,
so we've got a Tales of Suspense Friday. It's probably going to be a little bit shorter than the normal streams, but we were going to play some Champions Friday.
Yeah. Well, we'll do 2 games. I think it was about the same length when we did 2 games last time.
Okay, yeah.
It was.
Okay.
It's like an hour a game, right?
But we're probably on just doing straight Marvel Champions content that night. So.
Yep. So we're gonna try to showcase both heroes and showcase all 4. If we can deck build like 2 different aspects for different ones.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So that way Nathan and I can both play each character and different versions of the character. So we'll see how that goes.
Both Hulk and Doctor Strange look fun to brew with. So.
They do look fun. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in both decks. If you guys haven't checked out Marvel Champions before, would highly recommend.
Yeah.
We make it work.
We move pretty quickly.
We can win or lose quickly.
Yeah.
In Marvel Champions. Like last time we did that, the double stream, it was about 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was half the stream because it was the Black Widow stream. Half the stream we beat up Claw, I think, and the second half we lost hard to Ultron, like hard.
Yeah.
Like Ultron did some things.
Yeah.
To us. Alright. Oh, wow.
Okay. I'll say Saurians, I'll play Gladiodontus, and tell you to go ahead. I'll draw 1.
The logos, I'll play Memory Chip, I'll play a Vapors. I've card, I'll play a Vapors. I've card. Play Crazy Killing Machine. Your turn. Ayya is in trouble here. Very, very possible. Ayya has been in trouble all night.
I am going to say I'm going to discard the Dance of Doom. It's very possible I may need that later. I'll play Bow Knithing, a Relentless Creeper, and a Bone Saw. And it is your turn.
Play Starlands, pick up the Archive. I'll play Lay of the Land. I will play Lena, play a Tabor, Amber Tracker, and that is... Oh no, I played Xeno Training as well. Now it's your turn.
Okay, I am going to say Saurians. We're going to unstun Gladiodontus. I am going to play a Console Primus. I'm going to play a Console Primus, so I'll do a damage to, I guess, Tabor. I will play Citizen Shrix. I'll capture onto Gladiodontus, and then exalt Shrix and steal 1. Be glad that you played the Amber Tracker last turn.
Yep.
And it's your turn. I will...
Not that it would kill either one of those guys, but... I'll say Saurian. I'll play Library Apollosaurus. I will play a Senator Shrix, not exalted. I'll play... Play Odoak. Capture. Play Legatus Raptor. Your turn. No Amber on the board for either one of us.
Okay, I'm gonna say Saurians. I had a Niflsaurus or Deus Kong in my hand, but all right. So I'll discard 1/2 of Deacillus. Gladiodontus. I guess we're gonna reap with Console Primus to move 1 off of Shrix onto Odoak. Then I'll reap with Console Primus to move 1 off of Gladiodontus onto Odoak. Citizen Shrix. I'm just gonna it's kind of tough. Gladiodontus is gonna fight Melina So this is the first time he's been used this turn, so he's going to ready and enrage, and he takes 3. And then Gladiodontus is going to fly into Odawak. Rage token goes away. Shrix. Reaping is the same as giving you 1. The library means I have to like kill at the same time as well, whatever. I guess I'll reap with Shrix. I have to exalt it, unfortunately. You don't have anything to steal. And it is your turn. I will draw 1. So you check with 6.
All right, I'll say Saurian, the pterodactyl, fight Trix, exalt. To fight Primus. 2-1 here. I think I'm gonna throw this guy into Gladiodontus before he becomes even more of a problem. It's kind of a problem now, but alright, that's it. Keyforge.
Okay. Get the key.
Now the impossible deck was the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, Hershey. I am going to say Untamed. I'm gonna discard Song of the Wild. I'll discard half of Niflconk, and I'll just play out the Niffle squad.
Rip big guys this game.
And it is your turn.
Was it fun to play? I think you asked Nathan that question.
It was an alright deck.
It's just, that's not the spirit of Keyforge. The deck's existence is not the spirit of Keyforge. What is an impossible deck? I saw the tourney on TCO, but I don't know what they are. Are they actually doing that tourney on TCO? That's kind of disappointing to me.
So the impossible decks are decks that are not like they can't exist. They use houses from different sets. So you have like a Mars Saurian deck, for instance.
Yeah.
They're actually cross sets as well. So that deck, even though Mars and Untamed were in the same deck,
it was AOA Mars, Coda Untamed, and Saurian from Worlds Collide.
Yeah. So
I'll say Logos archive a card. I will play Quant, play Wormhole Tech, play Graft, play Eddie, archive a card, use Crazy Killing Machine.
Yeah, we both mill.
Yeah.
Got a Dis.
Alright, so I got a Saurian, so I'll get that, and I will get the Bonesaw. Okay. Your turn. Early banned Hershey from that, and you get a random deck. Okay. I'm just happy to play the confirmed in-set decks.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. I think that
without Hershey, it's a little better, right?
Yeah, I think it would be a lot more fun with that stipulation. Gotta go with Untamed here. I'm gonna play Dino Beast, who is going to exalt to shoot Eddie.
No.
These brave Niffles, what do they do?
Yeah, Worlds Collide decks can absolutely get insane. I think they're on average better than almost any other set.
I'm gonna play It's Coming. That's half enough conk. I'm gonna discard.
Feels bad. Feels bad, man. That deck is like somehow the worst deck at playing the big guys that we have. I don't know how that happened, but it just is.
Because I think you end up with like random parts of the big guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Brave Niffles.
Send him to die.
It's planet of the Niffles over here. So this Niffle flies in the wormhole tech. This Niffle flies in the Tabor. This Niffle flies on the Quant. Nifflegeddon. And it is your turn. I will draw 2. Yes, I am Techno Taco. Playing the big guys. It's not going great.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's currently 0 and 4. So
I'm gonna say Star Alliance. I will play Stealth Mode. I'm a Galactic Census. If there are exactly 3 or 4 houses, I believe it's 4.
Yeah, Untamed Saurian.
Then I get 1.
This Star Alliance.
And Amber Tracker will just reap. So check with 7.
Okay.
Play a sealed event where you get to pick a single deck from any set. Would you still go Worlds Collide, or would you have a chance of getting Brobnar scare you away? That's actually a good question. Mass Mutations might draw me more in sealed, maybe.
Because I think the upside is higher.
The upside's higher. Yeah.
I do think the average Worlds Collide deck is probably still better than the average Mass Mutation decks.
Yeah.
But I do think it's probably you're like 25% or so to get a Mass Mutation deck that's an absolute banger.
I think I would go Mass Mutation.
Because I feel like,
and like for the Brobnar reason actually is up there for me, and Brobnar and Untamed I'm not super excited about in Worlds Collide.
I'm gonna say Untamed. I guess I'll play Gloriana's Attendant. We'll discard this Troop Call. And Dino Beast is going to kill Legatus Raptor. And it is your turn. I will draw 2.
Alright, I'll say Star Lance. Play King Can, I'll play Explore Rover. I'll reap Amber Tracker. And your turn.
Okay.
I'm kind of like stuck in a 2-2-2 situation.
Yeah. I'll say this. I'll play Break Key. Doesn't do anything here.
Yeah, Mass Mutation and SAS is still not accurate. I don't think there's any way for it to really be accurate.
I'll play Dark Minion and I'll play Drekker. So like Can doesn't really do much here.
Yeah, he's not super good in this matchup.
I'll Reap with Bow. Then I'll send the Relentless Creeper in Amber Tracker. I think I still want to keep that deck especially. I think I want to keep your creatures under control if possible. And I will draw 3. Good.
Okay, I'll say Logos and Archive card.
P-Rod is gifting a sub.
Look at that. Give yourself a JRB93.
He hasn't given this channel enough money.
Thanks, P-Rod. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And congrats on that emote, JRB93. I'm going to play a Daughter, a Hapsis, a Babbling Bibliophile, and a Quant. And it's time for the Crazy Killing Machine. Even though my kill my pterodactyl. Ah, oh no.
Double Saurian.
Oh, well.
For each
of those cards, draw a creature or effect of that card's house if able. Okay, so. Great job.
The killing machine, it's too crazy.
It's too powerful. Alright, your turn. Forge, shuffle and draw 2.
Okay, so I will say Saurian, and because you did kill all of your Saurians, I have to give you one because it can.
I'm so smart. Greatest crazy killing machine play.
I am gonna say Saurian. It's coming.
I need the crazy killing machine to hit again. It's the only way.
Chekhov's Deacylus. Deacylus discarded in the first act will be played by the final act. I am going to play Deacylus. Yes.
You got it.
I'll blow up Daughter, I guess. Since she's the most difficult to get to. She's just beyond my reach. I am going to put a Siren Horn on Deacylus. I will Ancient Power. So we're going to ward Dino Beast and ward Deacylus. I will Chant of Hubris. Move the 1 off the Dino Beast. We'll move this onto the Bibliophile. And I will say check with 7. It is your turn. I will draw 5.
Okay.
Yes. The gavel is heavy. Only those judged mighty enough can wield it. Yes.
Yes, this is dog.
Yes. Yes, Eddie. You get the sneezes? You get the dog sneezes?
Oh no.
Oh, he's attacking.
No.
Excuse me. Yeah. Excuse us, Eddie. We were in the middle of a thing.
Is it Eddie break?
Yeah. This is why I only work with trained animals.
That's why you never put an untrained animal on live television.
Yeah. First off, Eddie is not licensed to be here.
He's definitely not licensed. Okay, I will say Logos and archive a card.
Just giving him a treat.
I'm gonna play
rewarding.
All right, before
Constantly
I do this,
rewarding.
So before I do that.
He was playing with his rope. You got up? He's like, you got up? Oh, yeah. I think we actually trained him to do this.
Yeah.
Accidentally. Yeah. We've not trained him to do that. He's like, Paw, you want that thing? Oh.
Okay.
Oh, he was going to give him some bonus. No, wait. Nope. Bonus him playing with bone content.
Alright.
There you go.
Pause for Eddie content. Oh, hey. You want to give me that?
He just wants to throw it around.
Alright, we chewing now. Alright.
Now, you're finished, Eddie.
I will say Logos. I'll archive a card with memory chip. I will...
Eddie, part of the SAG.
Play Vapors and draw.
Screen Animal Guild.
And archive. I will Reap with Bibliophile. Draw 2.
I felt like the damage you could do with Bibliophile was minimal.
Play Wormhole Tech. Play Graft. Reap with Quant. Play Tribute. Apsis. Apsis will fight Drekker. I'll ward and draw. I will use Crazy Killing Machine. Saurian.
Saurian.
Do we have 2 Saurian? Oh, we have. This does not. This doesn't hit upgrades.
Attachments, yeah.
Yeah, so it just gets the ward, and then the machine blows up.
Because okay. Because there was only one card to choose in this situation. Okay.
And that is my turn.
Can you not choose Deacylus, then Deacylus again? It is a for each of those cards.
For each of those cards, destroy a creature or artifact of that card's house, if able. If 2 cards are not destroyed as a result of this, destroy Crazy Killing Machine.
A Crazy Killing Machine would still be... It would
be 2 instances of the for each, right?
Yeah, and then if Crazy Killing Machine kills a big guy, I don't think it counts as destroying 2 cards, because in play it's only 1 card, right?
Yes.
Right?
But I think you're right, it does destroy it.
Right, because it's a for each.
Yeah.
You could choose the same thing multiple times. So Deacylus is dead.
If 2 cards are not destroyed as a result of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In play, it only counts as a single card.
Because I think you hit the first one and it hits the ward, and then you have another choice for the second one that hits.
You hit Deacylus again
because he's still there.
Yeah,
I think that's right. It doesn't say 2 different creatures, because there are cards that say do 2 different creatures, right?
Right.
All right, so that's my turn.
Okay.
But it did not destroy. It did not destroy 2 cards, so the Crazy Killing Machine still dies.
Correct. So I'll say this. I'll get Relentless Creeper back. I am going to reap with Dark Minion. Reap with Dark Minion, or do I crash into Hapses? I think I get more. I think I get more value crashing this into Hapses. So I'll say this. Dark Minion is going to crash into Hapses. So destroy the ward, then 1 damage to all of your stuff. Gonna take Bow Knithing and crash it into Quant. I am gonna play a Relentless Creeper. I'll play another Relentless Creeper. I'll play a Snorret. I'm gonna Implosion Gloriana's Attendant and Kincan, since he's actually pretty live now. And then I am gonna double doom the Wormhole Tech.
That's my hand.
Graft is over here, right?
Yeah.
Just gonna, yes. Before I get crushed by that. Tabor, it's a medium discard there, and it is your turn. I'll say check with 10. Snorret captures that one. You'll forge for 2. And I will shuffle.
I will.
Sorry, you'll forge your second key. Crash into Hapses. Crash into Hapses is one of your Genesis campaigns. That's a good name for it. Speaking of crashing, finally I've been watching The Expanse. The first season of The Expanse is solid. It's like good, solid sci-fi.
I do want to watch that at some point. I've watched most of the first season.
So the second season, it's like banger episode after banger episode. The second season is absolutely bonkers.
I'm gonna say sorry.
I haven't finished it yet, but I will say the second season is incredible. Expanse. Oh yeah, we got some Expanse fans in the chat there.
Alright, I'll say sorry, and I will play Ludo, play Gargantuan, play Scudum, play Phalanx Strike. I'll do 2/2 or 3/3 there. Your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna forge for 6. Okay, I am going to say Untamed. I'm gonna discard Niflkong And I will load on it back into the deck.
Yeah, it starts kind of slow, right? But
so what I did was I went and looked up the first book because the books had been on my reading list for a while. A long time ago, I wanted to read all of the Hugo winners, all of the books that have won Hugo Awards. And then I also started looking at the list of books that were nominated for the Hugo. And so that was a series that kept popping up on the nomination lists. And then when I heard that they were making series off it, I was like, well, I can just I can cheat a little bit and watch the series. I will play Dino Beast. The question is, do I go for the win here? If I go for the win, I'll exalt, or I just play it and then reap. I think that's what I do. I'll just reap. And it's your turn. I'll say check with 6 and draw 3.
Alright, I'll say Starlines, pick up the archive.
Oh, that's cool. As an MMO. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. So because it was 2 guys who were riding under a non-diplôme, right?
Play platform.
So
play Kirby. Play stealth mode.
Actions.
Play number tracker. Play galactic census for 1. Play
galactic
exactly
census.
4.
You get 1 if there's 4.
If there are exactly 3 or 4, gain 1.
Okay.
If there are 5, gain 2. If there are 6 or more, gain 3.
It's among creatures.
Among creatures in play.
Okay.
I will play Xeno Training. Capture 2. Will zap. I have 4 for the damage for zaps.
Yeah.
I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then
Tabula Rasa. Oh yeah, that game was
Rasa.
so good, and then they screwed it up. So
I'm gonna Kirby the Axiom. And ward Explore Over, I guess that is. And I'll reap with Explore. That's it.
Okay. You generated too much amber out of nowhere. Because I can stop 2. I would need Deosilus. So you'll get it.
Goodness.
I've got Bow, but the Gargantodon shuts it down. I
Yeah.
got Citizen Strix, but Gargantodon once again shuts it down. I had the Double Doom to bounce something, but yeah.
The deck almost got there.
Yeah, it was a close game.
It was.
But yeah, the gradual archiving and just having a big Star Alliance turn was too much for this deck.
Yeah, he went to space and left Tabula Rasa behind on Earth to die.
Yeah.
Richard Garriott. But that game was really fun when we played it. Man, it was fun.
Yeah, so my absolute favorite thing in Tabula Rasa was the base defense. When no, I didn't. I think the game was winding down.
Yeah.
Justin.
JRB, let's check out that Keyforge deck.
But yeah. Anyway, so the Expanse, the first book, Leviathan Wakes, is the first season plus half the second season.
Okay.
Which is why the first season doesn't feel like it really has a finale. It's got like a nice stopping point, but it doesn't feel like narratively complete. And then you get like halfway through the first season and there's like this like I said, the first season it's like banger after banger for episodes, and you get to like the final, you get to like 1 and you're like, wow, a lot of stuff happened in that episode. And that's because it's the end of the first book. That's where like the first book ended. So all this stuff that had been building the whole time to that part right there. So halfway through the second season you start from the beginning of the second book. Which is why like a bunch of stuff starts changing there. So
we got Pickpocket of Amber Place.
Amber Place.
Also like how it's Amber.
Yeah, come on now.
The
it's
name.
Like color then.
Yeah. Oh,
this
okay.
Logo Sanctum.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
Legacy Control a Week.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so this is
It's an AOA deck.
AOA. Cool.
Double Hysteria.
Pit Lord. Yes. You can Scullion your Pit Lord, and you can Hysteria your Pit Lords. And you've got Yerks too. This is a great Hysteria deck.
Yeah, wow.
At least in the disc so far. Awesome Hysteria stuff going on. You got Schuler's.
Schuler Pit Lord is really good for Hysteria. Holy crap.
Double Helper Bot, double Lab Work. Crazy. This deck is actually, the logos in the disc very, very much remind me of Nibirius.
Yeah, without the Time Traveler.
Yeah. You'd have a Strange Gizmo, which you could use to kill your own Pit Lord, like if you're in a situation where you think you can threaten
it's also got your
Strange Gizmo.
It's got some Jargogle Strange Gizmo things happening.
Wait, it's Pock Picket?
Picket. I couldn't even read that.
That's a swap. That's a name swap right there. Picket.
I agree.
My brain saw Pickpocket too.
I can't read Pock Picket. That's very difficult.
It's an optical illusion. It's a deck that I think you show people the name, and then you tell them, you tell
them what the name was, and you ask them to write the name down. And they write Pickpocket of Amber Place.
Yeah.
And you're like, wrong! You idiot.
Yeah.
This Sanctum, though, I'm not sure about this Sanctum.
If Keyforge was as popular as like poker, this would be like a bar trick deck. You would get so many free drinks off of this deck by asking people, okay, I'm gonna show you the deck name. I'm gonna show you the deck.
All you gotta do is write it down.
You gotta write down the deck name
for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
All
right. Anyway. So Jargogle Suite 2, do you have you don't have a way to kill it in Logos.
You don't, just Strange Gizmo. So you can like set some Strange Gizmo.
You could do some Strange Gizmo wacky stuff with that. Double Hallowed Shield, you hate to see it.
Yeah, you hate to see that.
The
Sanctum isn't super exciting.
I mean, Double Sigil of Brotherhood's kind of cool because you can definitely set up Sanctum turns where you can use your guys when they can actually be useful. I do like seeing Double Sigil. I feel like this deck is close to being really good and really fun. I do think the Sanctum is a big old minus on this deck.
The access button on the top, that's for the add-on for Google Chrome to import it into Decks of Keyforge.
Yeah, it's called Library Access.
It is.
I think it's...
Yes, it's called Library Access.
Yeah.
It's a Chrome add-on. 13-1 on TCO. Oh, that's awesome.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Great.
That's a good record. Yeah, Baron Mingevin is good. Free Markets is probably better.
Yeah, Baron does some good work. And Free Markets just probably generates a ton every time, right?
So.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very cool deck.
And the Yurt can just discard your crap.
This does feel like a classic AOA deck where there's not quite enough Amber control in it to be really, really good.
But it's got so much action, right?
The deck's got to be fast.
Yeah.
So, fortunately, the AOA Logos is good at being fast to make up for the fact that it doesn't have a lot of Amber control. So,
cool. Very
Hysteria Lockout with the Researcher.
Very cool.
I gotcha. Yeah, so you could ZYX Researcher. Hysteria. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of that's a deck that I think gets better after you play it a handful of times.
Definitely.
Just because there's so many wacky plays. Knowing how to order your discard pile for ZYX Researcher is important.
That's why you don't open a deck, look at the SAS, and put it in the garbage can.
Yeah. What was the deck SAS?
62.
Yeah, that deck's probably way more fun than 62.
Yeah. All right, so that's the stream. Plans for the week are tomorrow. We have pod L? No. M?
I don't know, man.
Hold on.
Okay. Marcus gonna have to return the gauntlet to its hallowed resting place.
Yep.
Stack up the gauntlet.
We got pod M. M for Mancy. Quinn, Subway Centurion. The designer that admonishes round. Elsana, the ancestor of industry. And Morales, the warlock of beasts.
Okay, hang on.
You don't have to grab one of them or anything.
Oh, no, I'm grabbing them.
You can grab them. All right.
I'm grabbing them.
And then on Wednesday, we'll do Group N with a giveaway. 2 packs of Katana sleeves to the winner. Nathan has not shipped out any giveaways for the last 4 months, so it might be a little bit, but we do plan to get them out soon before the USPS is dissolved.
And before it no longer exists.
Ideally, so we don't have to pay extra in shipping. But there will be a giveaway Wednesday. We promise we do send things out eventually.
Yes.
We promise this.
This we promise.
You can ask other people in the chat. They have gotten things from us. And tickets are not live yet, P-Rod. Just hold your horse. Even though we are contractually obligated to give you infinite entries. And oh man, if P-Rod won the giveaway, we just happened to open it just now and close it just now.
P-Rod wins again.
If a moderator wins again, then you guys can call shenanigans. It just happens like that sometimes, you know.
What else am I looking for? Quinn.
So I think that's mine.
Okay.
What'd you get?
I got Morales.
The designer that admonishes round, and Elsana, the ancestor of industry. So yeah, Wednesday is going to be pod N with that.
Wait, is the quietly unruly Harrier? Was that? No, okay.
No. And then Friday,
some champions.
Marvel champions with Doctor Strange and Hulk team up against some villains to be determined. I think we'll do Wrecking Crew because we've only done Wrecking Crew once, and then something else.
Elsana, the ancestor of industry. Redacted Zinzik. And a Kixel Stone. Kixel Stone, Zinzik.
And Redacted.
Ooh, banger alert.
Sweet.
Banger alert.
So yeah, we'll see you guys on tomorrow night.
Yeah. Looking, got some fun stuff going on.
Hope you'll join us.
Got some good fun stuff.
Everyone have a great night.
Appreciate everybody stopping by.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.